personal stuff anymore because we're live in front of a studio audience.
Personal stuff. I mean, my life's an open book over here.
So is mine. That's the problem. Hey, do we have clap effects? Do you have a clap effect? Do you have effects? Do we have effects?
I have effects.
Yes, Casey's got the full setup over there. But in honor of some funkadelic P-Funk, Bill Clinton, the godfather of P-Funk, he's our guest. He was our guest on episode 100.
Mhm.
What?
Yeah, we're gonna bring you this epic podcast.
Welcome to For Music Lovers Only, a podcast where each host makes a top 5 list of their favorite songs from this week's topic. Each week is a new topic. Tune in, I dare you. Music Lovers Only.
Ninja action. What is going on? It's a frosty For Music Lovers Only today.
We've got the funk.
Yeah. We were on the episode before. No, I think it was episode 100. We got talking about funk or something, and Kevin was like, "Oh yeah, Bill Clinton is like, the best," and I was like, "Oh." So we made that clip for just to razz him because it's George Clinton, obviously, who is the godfather of P-Funk.
Bill Clinton does jazz. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
He's playing that saxophone.
That was one of his presidential running parts.
It worked on me.
With that sweet sax. Sax is always
him
sax.
on Arsenio, man.
Yep.
I was like, if I could vote.
I was watching. I didn't watch any interviews this time, but I was watching. I can't remember what we were doing, but I watched Arsenio interviewing Vanilla Ice right after his heyday, and Arsenio was brutal, brutal. Because like I said, Vanilla brought Flava Flav right out immediately, to show he's from the streets, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I remember seeing that interview, and it just seemed like Arsenio was being mean. That was it was just so. I don't know if he just had something against how he was presenting himself, how Vanilla was presenting himself,
how Vanilla he was,
how Mr. Vanilla was presenting himself.
Yep.
But it's just, I don't know. I felt like that was kind of uncalled for.
Yeah, definitely. What's going on, Mr. Joshua Ricks? Howdy. And we're going to talk the funk.
Joshua.
Favorite funk. I can't remember. I mean, like I said, I had the list in my head immediately when I suggested it, but I finally sat down about 1:00, interrupted my couch potato status and listened to some music and actually wrote down the list.
Oh yeah.
When you first sent it to me, I was kind of thinking, man, it's kind of weird. I don't know a lot of funk songs. And then I just started looking at the list. I'm like, holy shit, I know a ton of funk songs.
Yeah.
If not, the samples at least.
And when I try to do this, I try to do ones that are kind of my favorite off the beaten track somewhat, because two of mine are completely not even, well, maybe even 3 of mine are not off the beaten track at all. Because it was just hard, because they were the songs that kind of got me into funk when I think about it. And when I listen, as I listen to songs, I'm like, I know this is a big song, but this is the reason why I like the funk.
Oh yeah. Yeah. My brother came into town and I was talking to him and my auntie, and every now and again I'd bring something up, and my auntie, she is 82. So she knows about funk. And then I'd be like, I think I'm going to put this down as a funk song. She'd be like, that's not funk. And I'd be like, okay.
Well, that was going to be hard on this, because it's crazy what you would consider funk, because some of the songs that I've seen on there, I don't know if I would even completely consider funk, the ones that were on the 200 list or the best of. I'm like, man, is that funk, or is that,
it's just a funk band making,
rock song, or
it's really blurry. It gets really blurry, especially with the psychedelics, and it really blurs the lines.
Because the psychedelic song's pretty funky, if it really getting down to it,
Yeah.
We're
Flight
loosey
to me
goosey on
has-
the rules.
All right. Well, good.
All right.
All right. You're ready to go. Let's spin your wheel.
Spin the wheel. I got her ready. Voltron up. Then go.
It's gonna go Josh, Sontia, me. That's my guess this week.
That's your guess.
You betting money on it?
No.
Me neither.
Yep.
I should have. So far, I should have.
I wonder if it like reads the order over here.
Don't mess the coach because the coach knows,
It's that psychedelic ability.
Telepathics. Telepathics. All right. Well, I guess I get to go first then. So,
well, where's Kevin?
Where's Kevin?
Your thing says Kevin and JRB5.
Oh yeah, it does.
It's okay. I didn't know. I was gonna put Michigan Bucket Man behind me today.
Makes it.
He's here.
Yeah, like I said, I had mine pretty much done, but like I said, since Thanksgiving, after I got done with Thanksgiving, I pretty much glued myself on the couch watching horrible movies. I did watch James Brown has a Get On Up. Yeah.
Yeah, he was played by Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, I'd never heard about it, never seen it. So I mean, I sat there and watched it. It was pretty good. It was real good.
He's the cat that died, isn't he?
Yeah, the Black Panther. Yeah. That was the first role I saw him in, and I'd put his name down on a notepad. I was like, "Hey, watch these guys' movies because he's doing really good." And he did the Jackie Robinson movie, not
Really?
Jackie Robinson, the baseball player.
That's Jackie Robinson.
Oh, okay, because for some reason I thought of Jackie Wilson and Jackie Robinson, and I got them confused. You go. I'm just gonna keep saying Jackie the whole rest of the time.
So I had to get a little James Brown on here because, like I said, it's blurred. He wouldn't really. I think he's more soul.
He was all over the list. That, as far as what I seen, man, I would.
Yeah, he was, but I mean, I think he was more. I don't know. Like I said, he blurred the lines. He played a little bit of everything, I believe. So the Payback was my choice by James Brown. It's mine. Is that yours? I get one.
No, you did absolutely. I got to change it.
So, and like I said, I mean, George Clinton was, the Godfather. I mean, I think he really brought it to. I mean, he was the most popular anyhow. I think it's been done because on the list I've seen a lot of names I didn't know. Mm-hmm. And I'd listen to them and I'm like, oh, I know that sample. One of them was he played with Clinton. I'd Rather Be With You. I can't remember what. I think it was a Snoop Dogg song that I heard the sample from at first, but I can't remember the name of the Snoop Dogg song. But it's Bootsy Collins. I'd Rather Be With You is what they sampled. Mm-hmm. Good song. Once you listen to it, you'll be like, oh yeah, I know that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then but Clinton made it with Atomic Dog.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Gotta have a little Clinton on there.
Atomic.
Like I said, I was torn between Atomic Dog and
don't say any other ones because they might be on somebody else's list.
Well, but I'm just saying.
Stop negating the list, Joshery.
Stealing it all. It all.
Okay, you have whatever you want.
Okay, so I got two more. We'll go with Express Yourself, which I think everybody knows the NWA version, but this is Charles Wright, the original version. And the Watts 103rd Street Rhythm Band. Let's make our name a little bit longer. And I can't remember if this was Funkadelic, but Maggot Brain. And like I said, this is one that not really funky, but it's from a funk band. And so that's why it made the list. But the guitar is just, psychedelic, really is what it is to me. But that's what we're doing.
That was your number one?
That was my number one.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's going on, Jared?
What's up, dude?
My favorite thing about Maggot Brain, because that was one that was on my list, was because apparently you looked. So no, for real. But
you guys gotta stop doing your list together.
But it was like Maggot Brain was I can't remember which member actually wrote it, but it was a song that was dedicated to his mother. Like his mother had just died, and then he wrote Maggot Brain to deal with that. So it was like a song for healing.
Okay. Yeah. Heck yeah. Sorry.
Heck,
was it Funkadelic that did it? I'm trying to look right now. I can never remember because it's Parliament. I mean, it's all a lot of the same members.
Yeah, it was Parliament that did Maggot Brain.
Yeah, because
no, it's Funkadelic. Funkadelic that did Maggot Brain, which I think that's like Bootsy and some of the other. I mean, I don't think Clinton
is on that.
I don't think Clinton is on that one.
Okay,
I don't know. I didn't do enough research. It said it's been potato day.
I like
great
your list.
Horrible movies.
I got 2 new songs to go listen to off your list. So
yeah, so I did a playlist last week, so I'll probably do it again. Dig down deep. Just take my behind off there.
All right, now is it Sontia or me?
Let's see. Round and round she goes. Where she stops, everybody will see.
And
then
I think it's got something to do with the way I plug it in over here because it's following the pattern.
Woo!
I was right.
Nailed it. Coach, you are a fortune teller.
Bringing up the rear.
I'm a psychotic. I mean, a psychic.
Depending on the day, you can be both.
Yeah.
All right. So my 5 funk songs. The first one is going to be Parliament, Flashlight.
Oh, take one off my list.
Yeah. So
pass it along.
That was the number 1 on mine. So.
Oh.
That's okay.
This is like Duck Hunt.
I like it.
But yeah, so of course, Flashlight was one of the first Parliament songs that I ever heard.
Yeah.
So that was incredible. Just knowing that sound, feeling that sound, hearing that sound, Parliament. I was just gonna have a whole list of Parliament, and I was like, well, I can't do that because there are other funk artists.
Yeah. Oh yeah, a lot.
And one of my honorable mentions was Jamiroquai, where he has Virtual Insanity. Yeah. But I wasn't quite sure if he was funk enough, but I want to give him his props because that song is amazing, but he's not on the list.
Yeah. That video too.
Yeah, that video is awesome.
Flashlight video is insane.
Yeah. Yeah. Even the new generation knows about him. It was just, he was amazing. And he made like 2 albums and then just split. He's like, all right, bye. Let me get my money.
Yeah.
Second is Rock Steady by Aretha Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I didn't expect that from her. I had a Aretha Franklin greatest hits box set, and I put it on, and I was expecting, almost gospel or sad songs or whatever else. And this song comes in, and it starts with the thing. What do you call it? The fish, the fish instrument. Yeah, you could hear it in the background. Somebody had like a cheese slicer or cheese grater.
Yeah.
And it blew my mind because I didn't know Aretha went hard like that. I knew that she was Queen of Soul, but I didn't know that she would smack you with some funk every once in a while.
Smack you with some funk.
She would kapia. When me and my brother were at the Doodah Diner today, there was this big old piece of bacon that just came over on a plate, like it was a ridiculously large piece of bacon. And both of us said at the same time, it's like, man, you can smack somebody with that bacon. Just wow. And that's what Aretha did with Rock Steady. That's what she did.
Hell yeah.
Next song is Boogeyman by Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Oh, yeah.
Because Casey and the Sunshine Band get down. Mm-hmm. Like, they for real get down. That was the first CD that I ever bought in my whole life was Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Yeah.
And Boogeyman, you can't deny that at all.
It was almost on my list.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That was an awesome one. I jammed it today.
Yeah. As soon as you put it on, your butt just starts jiggling all over. You don't even have to do anything. It just starts going like this. It's ridiculous.
Moving on its own.
Then I have Don't Leave Me This Way by Thelma Houston.
Ooh, yeah.
And the reason why I like that is because you don't expect it to turn into a funk song. It's just like, oh my God, I'm so sad. Everything's over. I can't survive. And then all of a sudden, it's just like you're on the dance floor crying and dancing at the same time. And you're like, don't leave me this way.
Ugly crying. Ugly
Don't leave me this way. And I was like, I've been there, man. Give me enough shots and I'll be crying and dancing too.
For sure.
And then the last one is James Brown. I Feel Good.
Yeah.
And I picked that one because Josh took mine, but also because that was one of my favorite James Brown songs. I remember singing it when I was 4 or 5, and I'd be sitting in the bathtub going, I feel good, and just getting water on the floor.
Have you seen the resurgence of it on scares, on like TikTok scares and stuff like that? The people blare it and it scares the shit out of people, and it's just like it's a thing. It's a thing.
I think
Great.
I've seen it. It's like, and it's like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah.
I feel good.
People need to quit doing that. Somebody's going to get punched in the face if they haven't done it already. Just like, stop jumping up on people. That has never been fun. You guys remember the clowns? Once a year, somebody thinks it's awesome to dress up as a clown and scare somebody, and then somebody gets shot, and it's like,
Yeah.
Self-defense against clowns. Sorry.
I just watched the Joker, the Joaquin Phoenix one. Like,
Whew.
that's brutal.
Yeah, that brought up some, like, I had to go to therapy after watching that movie. I was like, man, why do I understand this character? I need help.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. It's like, wow. You want your spin, coach?
It's up to you, man. I don't need one. I'm okay with it.
All
Hey,
right.
was that Kevin?
What's that?
Yeah, Kevin Hansen is on here. He put on a
Hi,
thing.
Kevin.
He
The
said,
remake
"What's
of
that?"
Boogeyman. I don't think it's the same Boogeyman.
I was gonna say I don't know if it is. If it is, then that's awesome. But I think they're different.
I'm not gonna flash up your song until Casey does his list, just so.
Just in case. It's not that I don't like clowns.
You don't like clowns jumping at people.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm scared of scary clowns.
So my number 1 got taken, so I'll take that off the list. And an honorable mention moves to my number 5, and that's James Brown, "Funky President."
Yeah.
I listened to that one today and was getting down on that one, and that was just something different that I think I'd heard it long ago, but didn't remember it, and then heard it today. I'm like, oh man, that's one of the off the beaten path kind of, but still, I mean, a big song. So
Yeah, I didn't know. You said you guys both have seen the Get On Up.
Yeah.
Next, I didn't know his childhood like that.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, damn.
Yeah, that's one of the part of the reasons why I really love that movie is, once again, it's a come up.
Yeah.
Success over adversity. My favorite thing.
Yep. And you wonder why some of the things he might have done a couple bad things, and he grew up around some pretty bad stuff. When you see that much bad, you wonder if you're gonna mess up maybe a couple times.
Yeah. He seemed to fare out all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my number 4 was, and I think it's Pebbles, but I Can't Stand the Rain.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
I had never heard that before, and I mean I think I had, but not. I think there's been other versions too, but I heard that today and was just I had the studio going and was just jamming it, while I was watching Michigan play, and that was a good song. So
Yeah, it was very close to making my list. Very close.
yeah, that one was a damn good song. So number 3, Brothers Johnson, "Get the Funk Out of My Face." Man, that one just makes you smile and just get down while you're so good song. Number 2 was Curtis Mayfield, "Future Shock," which, man, I didn't even realize how many songs I knew from him until I heard that one. Then I listened to probably 4 or 5 songs or songs he was in with other people or whatever, good. So that was,
Didn't
he
do the whole album for Shaft? Because I think Pusher Man was close to being on my list.
I know that was one of the songs. There was a couple others. I know he did. Once you start listening to songs, you're like, crap, I didn't even know some of them he did, because you hear him on something, you don't go like, oh, who is that or whatever a lot of the time. Yeah. So I do now, but I didn't always. So, and then my number 1 was Herbie Hancock, "Rocket."
Yeah.
Yep.
man, that one, like, and that was, that's a big song, but was, just, man, that was a good song. And that, like, there's probably, I seen probably 3 or 4 people redid that song.
Mm.
Yeah.
And none of them as good as him to me by far. So,
Right.
and then I wanted to put on there, like, probably like to me, one of the best funk songs ever. Maybe not my top 5, but just ever, was Rock Steady, The Whispers. And that one makes you, if that song doesn't make you want to dance, then no song makes you want to dance,
If you don't dance to this, you don't dance
Yeah,
at all.
you don't dance. You grew up in the dancing's not allowed.
Yep. Give me a word up was Kevin's suggestion. That was a good one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Yeah, Cameo, the 80s funk, man. I kept thinking what in the 80s would have been funk. I don't recall any funk in the 90s. And then Bruno Mars just pops out for no reason. And he's like, hey, remember this?
Well,
the 90s, it kind of moved.
They had some, but there was just stuff I've never really heard of. It was more like pop than funk in the 90s, the stuff that they were trying to consider funk. You know what I mean?
Macarena was probably considered funk.
Yeah, it really wasn't though. Hey, Macarena.
Went to the horns and stuff. They kind of kept through with some ska and other genres. Some of the punk.
Yeah, a little bit. You guys remember that? What was it? The swing dance craze. Everybody just what is Big Bad Voodoo
Big
Daddies
band.
and Charlie
Big band.
Yeah, everybody was somebody's daddy. They were playing swing music.
I want to be your daddy.
I be my dad. I don't know any songs about that actually, but yeah,
I was kind of surprised to hear that like War was considered, or like Lowrider was considered a funk song, and I guess it is, but I guess I don't really know where you would, but that kept showing up on lists that I was seeing, and I don't know if I would have ever, when you said funk, considered that a funk song. You know what I mean? But I also don't know exactly where you would throw that song either, and that's maybe why they threw it in the funk.
Right. They have the fish thing too.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the criteria.
You gotta have the fish thing. Remember that thing you played in grade school because you couldn't play any other instruments because you suck? Play that.
Well, how was your guys' Thanksgiving? So we got some time to kill. Well, not kill, but we still got time.
Yeah. This was we ate, and I didn't overeat because I didn't want to be in a food coma, but even what I ate, I was still stupid sleepy. So after we got home, I turned on movies, and I think I watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and got that one out of the way. And like I said, I've been a couch potato in it for 2 days. I had barely left the couch.
You need to watch some Dutch. It's that time of year for Dutch.
Oh yeah, Dutch was good.
Is Dutch like a movie?
Yeah, it's got
Al Bundy.
Yeah, I can't think of his name.
Oh, okay.
And he goes to pick up his new son or stepson, and then the fun ensues.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay, I've never heard of it.
It's
and
a holiday movie.
It looks like it sounds like it might be interesting.
Yeah. It's fun. Yeah, it's a kid trapped in a trunk. Kid's like a freshman or something, age level, something like that. Punk ass. There's pellet gun involved, and it's good 90s fun.
Oh, okay.
One that messed me up was Death Race 2000. I watched that one this morning.
Okay.
Like, wow, the original, 75. Stallone was in it. The bad guy, John Kreese from Karate Kid.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
In it. And I mean, I remember seeing the ones with Statham in it, and I know I had to have seen this one because I was kind of watching movies that Dad would have watched, Dad and Grandpa, So it was kind of just old bad 80s movies.
Yeah, it was good that you got some rest though. Finally, you just let yourself lay down.
Yeah. I guess it was fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to continue it tonight, and then maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
Clean up the the Thanksgiving mess.
Yeah, and then back to the grind.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go out of town, and then it got canceled. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to take the day off. And then my kids were like, we're not going to eat. And then I was like, fine. So I was that jackass that went to Dylan's. It was my fault that people had to work. And I got like these tiny, like they had tiny hams, like for like $2, just like tiny hams that are already cooked. You put in the stove for 45 minutes. And I wasn't expecting too much. And then I just made some sides or whatever else. So I just made a big dinner. I didn't Thanksgiving. I just big dinnered. That's what we did, and invited over some folks that didn't have any place to go. And then like we ate, and then I sat on the couch, and then 4 hours later I woke up, ate some pie, and went back to sleep.
Yep. Kevin says he hasn't worn pants for 2 days now, so hopefully he puts pants on for tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that, Kevin.
We had like 48 people over at my wife's mom's house, man. It was insane. It was
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, so I snuck away pretty quickly after after eating, and I do the Christmas lights at her mom. So I went home, got my truck, came back, and as everybody was leaving, I was up on the roof doing the lights, and
timed that pretty good.
And then my mom came over, and we did a second Thanksgiving, and I ate too much at both of them, but she came over, and my wife recooked a couple things, or made a couple more things, and then we reheated some. My mom brought over some things, and so we had another dinner and hung out and watched football and had a good time.
Yeah.
It was a good Thanksgiving. Put up more Christmas lights yesterday. Wish I could have got more done before this crappy snow kicked in, but snow's at least pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I bet your lights look amazing. Like, just the lights that you put up so far, you can just drive by and be like, oh, it's still
in
Christmas.
the snow. Yeah.
I'm wondering to see how many I have to go fix tomorrow. I usually am pretty good about taping stuff up. Like usually it would take quite a bit. I'm a little worried because this is a heavy snow in some of the places where you put the lights. If the snow's pulling off, if it'll pull some of the clips off, but we'll see. I'll go fix them. What I do.
Yeah. I got out and took a little picture. We got a big sale at Big Sexy Beard Brand. So I took a little photo op in the snow.
Okay. That looks awesome.
Yeah.
30% off all that glorious facial hair product till the end of the year. So New Year's Eve, 11:59 is when the sale ends, but 30% off, no codes, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
If I put your code in, can I get an additional?
No, no stacking. No stacking, but they've already covered
stacker, man. I'm a stacker from way backer. You know,
you can put my code in and get 20% off, or you can put no code in and get 30% off.
That seems like a kick in the pants.
Yeah. I mean, it's
not a kick in the pants.
30% off is pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah,
we did it last year until the end of the year, so
cool. That's awesome.
Christmas presents out of the way.
That's it. Here's some beard stuff. Man, the beard stuff that I won and gave out to people, they really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And like I could tell because like they'd walk by and I'd be like, oh my God, you smell so good.
It's nice stuff. I'm getting some re-up too. I've been kind of slacking. Been protesting a lot of things. Here's a quick anecdote. One last thing before we get off of here. Mm-hmm. So I put vacation in for Wednesday. Came back. The policy is you got to be there the day before or the day after to get the holiday, and the day after, not or. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, man, what the hell? What if you're traveling and you gotta take the day, you get screwed out of the holiday. Mm-hmm. Well, I was angry, and but that's policy. I read it in black and white for myself and couldn't find a loophole. So I'm like, shit, I'm not gonna screw myself out of holiday. Mm-hmm. I feel like I've earned this holiday pay. I'm gonna work. So I worked Wednesday, but I was pouty all day Wednesday. I was just,
Did you have to work
the gal at work? Huh?
Did you have to work Friday?
No.
Okay.
No, we were off Friday. It was closed, but I think I could probably. I think Monday would be technically the next day since it was closed. But I don't want Monday off because I wanted to spend it with the kid. But like I said, I was pouty all day. Stephanie, the gal I worked with, she'd be like, "Oh, they got cakes and this downstairs." Like, I don't care. I'm not going downstairs.
I don't like cake.
I'm silently protesting. Just leave me be.
Boo.
So all day I didn't eat none of the treats. She finally made me take something home for the kid. So I took something home for the kid, and I hope she enjoyed it. But
oh man, they had a potluck breakfast at my work, man. It was pretty killer. There was all kinds of crap. I brought donuts. I was telling everybody I made them, and I had to stop by Dunkin' Donuts and get a box.
I bet you they believed it, huh?
Yeah, everybody thought it was pretty good. It was a good, at least a good joke,
Yeah.
My joke.
Yeah, I work from home, so I just got to sleep in, and I had to work on Friday, but I got off early, so that was cool.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right, everybody staying in tonight. Nobody getting out.
I think I'm gonna go. We might run over to Derby real quick and fix some lights and shovel her grandma's driveway, and then come home. But I got 4-wheel drive, and we'll go slow, and hopefully there aren't too many people out. So
yeah, people are the biggest problem still.
Well, my truck, if they hit me, I'm high enough. I should be all right, man. I don't care about it. So
yeah, be super careful, because coming back, I only had to drive. It's usually like a 5-minute drive from my auntie's house to my house, and it took me probably about 15 minutes to get through it. It's terrible outside.
Yeah,
I used to. Well, I don't want to be one of those guys. I used to drive a plow truck and this stuff. So when it was the worst, I was out the most. So I'm really not too worried. I mean, seriously, when it was like this, that was when I went out and went to work.
Yeah. I mean, we grew up playing in
I was going to say, man, especially a front wheel drive car, man. We did it in rear wheel drive, but man, if you had a front wheel drive car, we're going anywhere.
Yeah.
No worries.
Through fields in the snow, man. As long as you keep going about 45. Out of the ditch. I told you we'd make it, Josh. I told you.
We didn't roll it that time.
Nope, not that time. That was only 1 out of like 6 times, dude. The odds were pretty okay.
Well, I mean, we weren't even doing anything stupid the time. I mean, we were just trying to drive that time.
Yeah, that was just crazy washboard and going a little too fast, man. I came up over that little freaking bridge little thing and just got just enough air that hit the washboard. And man, I was
so bad.
Man, that was
like
scary,
in slow motion.
Yeah, and we hit that freaking field, and if it had been muddy, we wouldn't have freaking rolled, but just sliding sideways and just thump. It's like, no,
it's gonna blow.
Just flipped the car, didn't we? God damn it.
Oh, yeah. Good times. All right, well, I'm gonna get cooking some dinner. Thanks, guys. Thanks everybody for tuning in. See you tomorrow on Art Assault. Check out the Big Sexy sale going on, bigsexybeardbrand.com.
All right.
And we'll be back next week, I think. For some we'll come up with something again.
All right.
All right. Bye.
I'm enjoying the topic, so I'm down, man. Whatever.
Yeah.
Totally.
Totally tubular.
Tubular, dude.